Peace to the infinite, divine minds, the darkest minds of the light. This is Napashada, and I just want to share some thoughts with you. Thoughts with you about reaching out to the divine for spiritual power. How we reach out to the divine. Many of us believe that there is an outside almighty force that feeds energy and spirit into us. And that force brings us life, and the life that we know, those who are of an elevated mind, we know that life, that spirit, that spiritual force can elevate us to our highest selves in this realm, in this material realm. And how we reach out to that divine force is key to what type of results we receive and what we achieve. Some people use prayer and fasting. Many people do. Some call it meditation. There are others who use divination tools such as shells and bones, runes and stones, cards, tea leaves, palms, omens in nature. But the main goal is to reach out and receive energy, life force, spiritual energy from the almighty power. Some call the almighty power God, Allah, Yahweh, the Almighty, the Most High, the universe. What I do is I call the Almighty Force. And that, even saying the Almighty Force, I envision energy, power, all power, infinite power that I can't even fathom. And it's outside of myself. It's outside of all of us. But the beautiful thing is that we can pull it into ourselves through that connection, that ritual that we do. The prayer is a ritual. Divining can be a ritual. I personally know that just being able to sit down and pray and not really needing or not choosing to use a divining tool such as even a crucifix, rosary, prayer beads. You don't need to use those tools. Am I saying those tools are evil? Of course not. But the infinite mind, the seat.
Hello, Moto.
Sorry about that. The seat of the spirit, the crystal seat, which is a term I like to use. The seat of the spirit is the mind. And when you go into yourself and your mind spiritually and you call out to the almighty force, you ask for power. You request enlightenment. You request clarity. These are ways we reach out to harness spiritual power. So again, I thought I'd sit down and just share my thoughts about prayer and about meditation and about how different ways of how people reach out to harness spiritual power. The spiritual power that we receive from the Almighty Force is power that belongs to us. He bestows it unto us. And yes, I say he. And it can be turned into or translated to wisdom, ancient wisdom, the light of the mind, and it's important. It's important to realize that this energy is boundless. When we pull it in from the outside source, when we pull in that raw energy, we can turn it into wisdom, and we can turn it into actual what we might call superpowers. We want to always understand that the energy that we pull in is to be shared with the beings around us, because we are all gods and goddesses. We want to share it with other light beings. So when we pull in energy from the Almighty Source, when we pull in power and spirit, we share it, we become divine, and we share it. We share that divine power with other beings. We can share it through love making, through kindness, generosity. We can share it through an appreciation of earth and everything natural. We can share our divinity, our spiritual power, by recognizing the spiritual divinity and the spiritual power within other material beings, other life, other organisms. That is also called compassion. At the core of it, the wisdom, that the energy that's turned into wisdom is like a spiral. If you can just imagine the number 8 or the infinity symbol, or a wave, a sound wave, or even a circle. Just imagine the cycle of the energy when you pull it from the Almighty Source, the Almighty Power. You pull that from the Almighty Power, and the Almighty Power bestows it upon you. Then you translate it into this realm with wisdom, compassion, love, all things that are benevolent in spirit that come from you is power. They are all of these different characteristics are power. I apologize if you can hear the notifications. I'm doing this from my phone right now. But anyway, when you share the energy, first off, going back to how we connect with the Almighty Power, we can connect through prayer, meditation. Some people use divining tools, but again, I mentioned that's not the best way. That shouldn't be the first, your go-to. You shouldn't have to use a tool to go to the Almighty Power to ask for divine, powerful energy, because it's all within self. Now, does that mean that I think that divining tools are evil? No. It's how you use the tools. But when you pull from the Almighty Power, when you pull from the source of life, when you appeal to that source with just your mind, your own soul looking into yourself, that's the best way. Just using that crystal seat of your enlightened mind. Now, there's the darkest mind of light,